Hello there, I'm Esteban Tovar, and this is my evidence number one for the subject, image culture. Let's start sharing screen. And well, we have the self-portrait series evidence portfolio number one. So let's get started. The first self-portrait that we have is this one. As you can see me, I am like here on this room, and we have visual codes in it. So which visual codes are they? Well, these 10. Let's start with the first one with the composition code. This picture is composed by different elements such as me, all the elements on the background. We will talk specifically of them later, but as you can see first, on first side, we can see posters, action figures, boxes, etc. These are like the elements on this picture, on this self-portrait, sorry. Well, the next one is the anthropomorphic code. As you can see me in here, well, I am a person which apparently has 20 years old. Actually, I am 19. And he has long hair, big nose, kind of Asiatic eyes. Some people told me that sometimes, but not always. And well, as you can see, I looks like I am Latin American Hispanic on first sight, and he looks like a little chubby. I'm not so chubby at all, but I am not denying like I am too. Yeah, like I am skinny. Of course not. I'm not skinny. Anyways, um, also that he has kind of a good socioeconomic status because well, the action figures on the background seems to not to be like so cheap at all, and he's a male, of course. Well, the next one is the garment code. As we can see, we don't know from which brand this t-shirt is, but it's, well, at first sight, a black t-shirt. And well, according to some studies or whatever, like young people like me likes a lot to wear black stuff, black clothes. And well, this is a perfect example of it. And also, I like to wear black clothes all the time. Well, today wasn't the case, but anyways, I wear black most of the time. And well, according to the image, we can see, yeah, at first sight, from which brand the T-shirt it is. But we can see here that it's something printed on it. We don't know what is it, but we can see a shaping here. Definitely something printed on it. Actually, it's an image of Hades from the Hercules movie. So, well, knowing that it's a t-shirt Disney brand, for example, but at first sight on the subportrait, we can see it. Anyways, then we have the architectural code. We cannot see the building from the outside, but we can assume, according to the background of the self-portrait, what kind of building it could be. It could be a house. It could be someone else's house. Um, well, I mean that it's his house or someone else's houses. We don't know. Or it could be somewhere else. It could be a museum. There are collections that are museums. We don't know, but it has like the aesthetic to be a house, specifically, sorry, his room, my room. Next, we have the objective code. Well, as you can see, here's like kind of a lot of brands, but the most that it's like they have more high ground in here is Star Wars. As you can see, there's like here a Stormtrooper helmet, Star Wars poster in here. This looks like a lightsaber. So it's all brand Star Wars. And now Star Wars belongs to Disney. So we can assume all of this stuff, or most of it, it's brand Disney. And possibly, well, because these are, well, look, but actually they are action figures. And most of that kind of toys, I don't like to call it that way, but it's they where they are toys, are made in China or Taiwan or Malaysia or countries like that. We don't know, but well, actually, these were made in China. And anyways, that was the objective code. The gesture code. Now let's focus on me, on this person. He looks kind of tired. And yes, the day I took this self-portrait, I was tired actually. This was real. I grabbed my phone, I took the self-portrait, this selfie, and then it looks like he's uncertain, concerned, because I was. And what's what we can assume about his facial expression and about his posture? He's like kind of something like that. We don't know, but he's like he's not straight, of course not, but he's like sassy. I don't know how to say it, but yeah. At the end of the day, he's unsettled. Now we have the proxemic code. Despite there is no people on the distance in here, we can take the proxemic code to the door in here or the shelves in there. We can assume there is a distance between this person and those objects, like the door or the shelves. Next, we have the short and framing code. Well, this is a medium close-up because there is like the limit on the chest, and that's like the basic characteristic of a medium close-up. A close-up is just like this, my face, and just focusing on my face. But in here, there's just like here, a medium close-up. There is like the chest and up. And yeah, because this self-portrait was took on a horizontal way, that's why the photo looks like it, of course. Next, we have the vectorial code. This was a little tricky to me. We can say like myself is looking straight at the camera, or we can see like lineal elements in here, such as like the door, and we have kind of like a vector here. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have this code like so clear. Anyways, and last but not least, we have the atmospheric code. As we can see here in the image, there is like no signs of the sun hitting directly on me, but we can assume this was taken during the sunlight time because we can see light enough to assume it. Because if it was like on at night, we could see like the lights on the lights on it, and we can see there is like, yeah, just like I said, um, the sunlight hitting on here indirectly. And yeah, that's basically the 10 visual codes. Anyways, next we have the context, the self-portrait that we were talking about, the context. Obviously, it's me, as you can see. Well, here is the self-portrait. And now this time, let's talk that I don't know. I do not know this person. Not like the previous exercise, but anyways. So in a sociocultural context, we can assume this person enjoys the geek culture. In case you don't know it, the geek culture is basically people that enjoy like a lot the popular entertainment, such as blockbusters like the Marvel movies or the Star Wars movies or things like that, like blockbuster movies, franchises, just like I said. And also this kind of people likes to read comics or novels, whatever. And also some people that enjoys the geek culture loves collecting action figures. And we can assume, well, that this person is a geek because, well, this T-shirt, it's about the movie Coco. Looks like here's Miguel, and the poster looks kind of something of Star Wars. We can see like some spaceships in here, some TIE fighters. And well, the most iconic element of we can assume this person is someone that enjoys the geek culture is as he's showing off a brand new Transformers action figure. And he's so happy about it. No, I mean, there's people that you can give to them a transformer and he will be like, oh, transformer, thanks. But this person is like, oh my god, a transformer, that's nuts. But yes, that's basically what these people is, what this person actually is. And well, now respect on the geopolitical context of this picture, we can assume he's Hispanic, or we are almost sure that this person is Mexican. Why? Because, well, as I said previously, he looks like he's Hispanic, but of his T-shirt that he's wearing, and looks like he's wearing it with pride. I don't know. Looks like he's Mexican. And also in a sociocultural context, we can see like he's a person that has quite a good socioeconomic status because I can assume these Transformers action figure are not so cheap. And yes, basically that. And also, um, we can assume this picture was taken during the lockdown. And why I'm saying that? Because, well, I was about to say that this person is happy because he enjoys to stay at home, but there's people that like there's not. So let's get rid of that idea. And well, yeah, he's happy to have a Transformers, but there's something important here. He has long hair. And well, because of the lockdown, there are like too many barber shops that are closed, and some men decided to keep their hair long. So basically, we can assume of it. And well, that was basically the socio-cultural and the geopolitical context on the second self-portrait. Now, let's continue with the third self-portrait, focusing on the elements and principles of art and design. And well, let's continue with the idea that I am not knowing this person, because obviously it's actually me, but let's keep the idea that I don't know this person. Anyway, so at first sight, we can see this person taking a self-portrait at night while he was brushing his teeth and with the toothbrush on his mouth. Well, according to this self-portrait, so let's begin. We can see a diagonal line here. As you can see, like his posture is like doing in that way. The shape is irregular because he's not like straight. He's like on a different pose, you know. About the value, there is low and high key tonal value because we can see some parts of the self-portrait like they're in cold colors or there is like dark on it. And we can see also warm colors and light on it, as you can see. And now focusing on the color, we can see warm and cold colors such as a black, yellow, pink, red, green, white, brown, and so. Because we can see those colors in any point on the image. For example, we can see the green in here, or the red in here, or the red on the poster, or the yellow here in this bag, or the brown in here. I don't know. And now about the texture, we can see different textures such as soft cloth, wood, human hair, skin, paper. Well, we can assume this bag is made of paper, but also the paper because of the posters in here. Yeah, those ones. Smooth plastic, because of the toothbrush and cardboard in here. We can see like cardboard in here. Well, I assume these are boxes. And also these ones, they look like figures. So they're made of plastic. So yeah, there is more plastic in there. Anyways, so those were the elements of art and design. But what about the principles? There are 10 of it. So let's get started with the first one, that is balance. We can see a balance that is divided in the head and part of the body of him. As we can see, there's like kind of a balance in here, or I don't know. Let's start with the balance. As we can see here, there is like kind of a balance divided by the body, the head of the body of on this guy. Like there is like this limit. On this side, we have the white wall and the roof. And then on the other side, divided by his head and body, we can see some elements in here and also wood elements on here. On the repetition rhythm in here, according to the circles, we can see the posters on the background have like an order. For example, in here, I don't know if this is like a third poster, perhaps it is. So there is like a repetition of posters in here. And also those mini posters have like a rhythm. And also in here, there's a rhythm on these action figures on the top. About proximity, we can see, well, again, to taking these three, yeah, for example, these three groups, if we can call it like that. On the previous example, we can see like these three group of objects that are like the mini posters, the regular posters, and the action figures with boxes. Now, about the contrast, we can see like a contrast on his face. As you can see, there is like a part in here that it's kind of dark. It's not dark at all, as we can see in here, but it's dark at the end of the day. And at the other, and also he has like the half of the toothbrush, like on this part of the contrast, and then at the other side, we have like his other half of the face is bright, and it has the other half of the toothbrush on it. And also on the different sides of the room, we can see here this contrast. For example, this wood closet, and then on the other side, we have like these white walls with the posters. Next, we have the proportion. The weight on the image is focused on the left because of the pose of this guy. There is like more weight of the elements, just like I said, here on the left instead of the right. That there is not too much stuff on it compared on the left side. Next, we have the focus slash emphasize slash the minutes. The focus on the image in here, we can see like the center of all of it is the person itself. Despite all the elements in the background, at the sides, whatever, this person is the center of it. It's the center of it. It's like the first thing it calls your attention when you see this image at the first time. And also it's giving us a context of where this person is, probably is his room. Next, we have the unity slash harmony. As you can see, again, these three groups of objects are like ordered in a quite good way. We can see like these posters are like well organized, are kind of the same size, and they are together each other. So there is like this unity on it. I like the harmony on it, on these also these groups of posters, and also on the action figures in here, as we can see. Now, about the movement and direction in here, according to his pose, looks like he's kind of twisting. a little back to his left. So I put like an arrow in here to make a little reference that he's just like twisting. I don't know. But yeah, that's like the direction he's taking because he's not straight. He's taking like the direction in that way. He's taking the self portrait like in, well, basically he's not straight. And one more time, we have those three elements and also the leg back too. Anyways, what I am saying is with depth, there is like elements in the background that at simple first sight, they look small, but I am so sure that these elements are bigger than we thought, or well, bigger than they look in the image because, well, they're far away. There is depth on it, and we can see that at first sight, like for example, this poster is this size, but it's actually something bigger. Now, for the last but not least self-portrait, we have styled poses, background, and more poses. And well, according to these questions and using this diagram, we have this picture. As you can see, once again, it's more as, yeah, this is more like a self-portrait than a selfie. But as you can see, we have this image at the end of the day. What can we see about this image? And well, this time, well, now, according, instead of the last two exercises that I was assuming that I didn't know that person, this time I have to. So this is me on a doctor costume, or perhaps I am wearing like a doctor, but a professional doctor would dress like this. I mean, like, yeah, his coat, his stethoscope, a little briefcase in here. But a doctor, most of the time, or I should say all the time, should be elegant. Well, not elegant at all, but presentable, if we would like to say it. For example, like with a shirt or something like that, we can see I am wearing a t-shirt on the back. We can see, for example, the Mandalorian logo in there. But well, what I am trying to communicate with this picture, just like I said, the people can get the meaning they want to this image. But most of it, I want to show in here how a doctor should not wear. This picture was taken for another subject when we were doing like a very short movie, and I had the role of doctor, and this was like the official image of it. And well, as you can see, there is like I don't look like a doctor at all, but at the end of the day, it was for entertainment purposes. As you can see in here, the ideas that I get conscious to communicate a message, just like I said, there is like this idea that he's not a real doctor. The people can get it, the interpretation they want, but he's not a real doctor at the end of the day. Just look at this briefcase. There is like, it doesn't look like a real doctor briefcase. I don't know. But well, as we can see, that's the idea of the image, to see how a doctor should not wear. And finally, the final reflection. The first question, what kind of code is a self-portrait and how can I prove it? Well, a self-portrait could have all the 10 visual codes that we said at the beginning. And also it has socio-cultural and geopolitical context, as we said previously. And also it could have one of the 5 elements of art and design, and also most of the 10 principles of art and design. But there's something self-portrait will always have, and that's the gesture code. because it shares anthropomorphic elements. And well, as we can see, well, just like I said on the history code example, let's take a back of it on it. It looks I am unsettled, concerned. And that's something that, well, self-portrait always has. Uh, there had to be someone else in there, and there is non-verbal communication on it. And we can assume from the gesture code what is the context of the self-portraits. So why do we need an image culture? To understand with more depth all we perceive, not just the images, all we perceive. For example, what I am looking right now, it has codes. Everything has codes, those visual codes. There are codes anywhere, everywhere. And in order to create them, to analyze them, and last but not least, to have a better understanding of the images and everything that's around us, that's why we need an image culture, to have an idea and to keep analyzing everything we see and we consume. And last question of it, what I have learned about my own identity through the analysis of the self-portrait series. First of all, every single selfie has too many elements and principles. Just like I said previously, everything has codes. And 5 weeks ago, I didn't have idea at all how all of them were identified. I had kind of idea. I took ideas in the high school, just a little theory on it. But well, according to these 4 self-portraits, about my identity is that I am a Mexican guy who has, well, that he's very proud to be a geek guy. I love it. I love Star Wars. I love Marvel. I love Transformers. I love Disney. I love all that kind of stuff. And as you can see, I collect action figures. I love them. And also, yeah, for example, I was so happy to getting this Sentinel Prime action figure. And then also about my physique, yeah, my hair is too so long. I haven't go to the barbershop since August. So yes, basically I'm seeing like who I am. And just like I said, kind of at the very beginning, I am like a kind of chubby person, but this lockdown had started me to being more chubby. I don't know. I look chubby compared that 6 months ago, for example. But anyways, I am getting like too far away. Yeah, that sometimes my posture in general is not like the best. I'm trying my best to correct it, but it doesn't seem too easy. And well, perhaps that was too much talk, but that's basically my evidence. So thank you, Miss Chio. Thank you for watching this from the very beginning to the end. I know some elements weren't so clear at all. I tried to do my best. And well, I will wait for the results. So anyways, beside of that, thank you and goodbye.